You are so unique. You are so powerful. And you are so wanted by life. You are desperately needed in the world, especially right now. And AI, though it can be a scary topic for some, through contrast, it actually proves why you are so valuable, why you are so unique, and why your frequency, your energy, your unique expression of the divine is so needed right now. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah, and I help you to empower yourself. And today I'm going to be doing that by showing you exactly why AI can help you realize what makes you so unique, and hopefully amp you up so that you are ready to go out into the world. I get the sense many who are watching this, you have a calling deep within you, right? You have a calling deep within you. You know you are called to something greater, to a greater purpose in life. You feel something big is about to happen. You feel it's time, right? And hopefully this video will be an activation that can help you find that fire within yourself, that fuel needed to go out into the world and to be authentically, wholly, shamelessly you. So that said, let's dive into my personal views on AI first and foremost. So this is such a charged pendulum, okay? AI is such a charged pendulum right now, which means there are a lot of people focusing on one extreme or the other when it comes to AI. So there's a lot of people that are all for it and they love it and they're obsessed. And then there's a lot of people that are terrified of it and they're angered by it and they want to avoid it at all costs. My personal stance is neither side of this pendulum. It is neutrality in the center. So I see AI as a tool. And just like any tool, I believe that it can be positive or negative depending on the intentions put into it. Myself, I do work with AI sometimes and I choose to put positive intentions into it. And as such, I receive, positive feedback from the AI. And also, as with any good tool, I am careful not to become too reliant on it. So this is something that I've noticed that does honestly give me a little bit of anxiety, is seeing just how reliant some people are becoming on the AI. My personal belief is not to become too reliant on it. Remember that it is a tool. It can aid you, it can assist you, but don't give your power fully to it. I believe that AI, by taking away mundane tasks, it actually opens up more space for us to be authentically human, to have more time for self-reflection. And through this, it can actually allow us to become more spiritual, more conscious, more self-aware, and more compassionate with others, more confident in ourselves and what makes us truly unique. And this is something that I might do a video on in the future. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on this. But essentially, I find it really interesting because I think that AI can take away a lot of masculine energy tasks. So our world, we all know about the patriarchy, right? The patriarchy is not necessarily so much about men versus women. It's about an overindulgence in masculine energy and a disconnection from feminine energy. And so I find that AI, if used in this way, it can actually help us remove some of this needed masculine energy that so far up until now on Earth's timeline has been kind of a requirement of being here, of being in this 3D, and allow us, again, more space to embrace and to reclaim our feminine energies. That's a topic for another day. Like I said, if you're interested in that video, just let me know. If I have enough people interested in that, I will do that. So AI also, as we're seeing, is doing many different creative tasks that may make a lot of people, myself included, feel a bit icky. You know, it writes stories and it makes videos, and also it can, you know, generate content on social media, right? And I've found, ironically, I don't find that this is where AI is best used as a tool. I find that this is almost a waste. Again, this is my personal view. But through AI doing this, I have had such a light bulb moment on like, oh my gosh, I now know what makes us uniquely human. And that can never be replaced by AI or anyone or anything else. And so that was my intention with creating this video, is sharing that revelation with you. Maybe it will also spark a revelation within yourself and just give you some peace of mind. Because I know, especially with my community, which tends to be a very spiritually minded community, there's a lot of ick and a lot of anxiety around AI. There's a lot of fear around AI, you know, taking away our jobs and kind of replacing us, right? It just completely replacing us. And it is my intention with this video to show you why you can literally never be replaced. Basically, what helped me realize this was watching spiritual videos that are voiced by AI. Perhaps you have also seen some of these videos. They tend to go very, very viral. They are created for the algorithms. They are created to go viral. They say all the right things. They hit all the right points. And so I've watched a few of these videos, and every time I watched them, it was the strangest sensation. And you can let me know in the comments if you felt this as well, if you've seen this kind of content. I was watching these videos where my mind is like, wow, I super resonate with everything that's being said in this video. This makes so much sense. This is great content. And yet, there was ick, there was cringe. There was this feeling that I can only describe as like the nails on the chalkboard watching these videos. And I found every single time I attempted to watch one of these videos, I could not watch it for more than a few minutes. I certainly couldn't watch it all the way to the end. It was like nails on the chalkboard of my own soul. It just felt so incredibly cringe the more I watched these videos. And then I realized something. It's because when these pieces of content, which are literally voiced by AI, there is no energy, there is no frequency behind these videos, these pieces of content. There is nothing there. Again, AI is a tool. It's neutral. There's nothing there, right? And if you are someone that is very much in your head, you're probably not going to notice that watching AI content. And perhaps this can even be a good indicator that you're maybe in your head and not so much in your heart, in your soul, in your body. Because I have a friend, actually, this is a funny story. So I have a really good friend that kept sending me this AI content, and she really, really resonated with the videos and was just really excited to share it with me. And I couldn't watch the videos for more than a minute because it was absolute cringe for me. And this friend, I can see she's very much in her head, in the logic. And so for her, she doesn't feel this nails on the chalkboard sensation that I do, as someone who is very, very sensitive to energy. And I have always been this way, of course, but I am even more sensitive now than I ever have been before. As I develop, my psychic, my intuitive gifts, I become more and more sensitive every day. Honestly, some days living in a big city, I can't even leave the house because I find the energy just so intense. I'm just so susceptible to it. So for me, I immediately feel watching this AI content, ooh, there's something off about this. But for my friend who's not maybe as energetically sensitive as I am, it's totally fine. And clearly it's totally fine for a lot of people because, like I said, these videos, they tend to be very, very viral. So clearly a lot of people are watching them and resonating with the information within them. But like I said, if you're watching this content and you're not feeling off about it, it's a good indication there's some disconnect between your heart and your soul, and you're probably in the mental realm because words are of the mental realm. Frequency, on the other hand, that is the energetic realm, that is the spiritual realm. And this is exactly what the AI videos taught me. So when I was watching these videos and wondering, like, why does this feel so ick? Why does this feel such nails on the chalkboard energy to me? I realized, as I said, that it was because these AI are literally giving off no frequency whatsoever. And to me, as an energetically sensitive person, that's creepy. It feels like a zombie is talking to me. That's literally what it feels like. It feels so wrong. It feels so creepy. However, again, not to fearmonger or anything like that, I feel in showing me this, it actually gave me a great gift because immediately the light bulb went off and I was like, oh my gosh, every creator that I follow, every person that I resonate with, it has nothing to do with the words coming out of their mouths. Their words do not matter at all. The reason I am drawn to certain creators and to certain pieces of content is because the energy that is generated from that person, from that content, i.e., the frequency it's giving off. So literally everything is energy. And if you are drawn to a specific person, whether it's in real life as a friend or a partner or whatever, or through contents, maybe you're resonating with my content right now, it's because there is something in your energy that is vibrating at a similar frequency to the person in the video's energy, i.e. like my energy. And so there's a resonance there. However, because AI, it's giving off no resonance, there's just no connection. And you can try any which way to have this connection, but there is none because there's just like no resonance. There's no real frequency it's giving off, except perhaps maybe this frequency of just neutrality and emptiness. So this was such a huge revelation for me because honestly, there was even a little bitterness. If I'm being totally vulnerable with you guys, there's a little bitterness when I saw this AI content and how popular it was, because I'm like, hey, what about my content? What about all of my favorite creators, my friends that create content, my clients that create content? It's like we're all getting like way less views, way less engagement than this AI content. Yet I feel like we really speak from the heart. And so there was a lot of resentment initially when I'm like, why is this AI content blowing up, but people that are really heart-centered, their content is not? And the reason for this is because, one, most people on this planet at this time are not very heart-centered, not very soul-centered. They're still in their head. They're still in their logic. This is the shift between the 3D and the 5D. The mental realm, the head, the thoughts, that's in the 4D. So as we shift from the 3D to the 4D to the 5D, those that are still stuck in the 4D, that AI content, it's going to resonate because it hits all the right 4D points. It hits all the right thoughts. It says all the right words, right? However, when you shift beyond that, to the 5D and beyond, you become so much more embodied, so much more heart and soul centered, and you give off that frequency, and you start really resonating with creators who are also giving off that frequency. But know that this is a smaller fraction of the population at this time. So if you yourself are a creator, don't despair, because this is something that is going to change. And it doesn't say anything about you as a creator like being bad. It's just something that's going to take time as we move through this ascension journey. And then I had a great sense of peace, actually, because I'm like, okay, this AI content, it can go super viral. It can blow up. People can be, eating this like popcorn, but just like popcorn or other junk food, ultimately it's empty. And ultimately people are going to realize that. And people are going to seek more in other creators and within themselves. And this emptiness, this feeling of emptiness, is going to show people through contrast what makes them authentically unique, which is their frequency. And once you realize this, you realize that you are completely irreplaceable. AI literally cannot, it can never replace you, and neither can another person. So what does this mean exactly? One, it literally means you are a special snowflake. As they say, as they joke about, you are quite literally a special snowflake. No one is exactly like you. No one has the exact frequency that you have. And that is truly a gift to yourself and to the world and to others. Number two, it means that frequency is king. Frequency wins the day. At the end of the day, people are always going to be drawn to the frequency that most resonates with them. So again, like if people are really like eating up AI content, or they're talking to the AI chats a lot, eventually that's going to feel empty, just like junk food, and they're going to seek more soulful connections with others. And this is when frequency really comes into play, and you can open yourself up to connecting with your soul family, like literally soul mates. And I foresee this happening over the next few decades of like, we're like literally going to reach a point where we are only hanging out with our soul family. Like we just magnetize our soul family to us, and we are literally only spending time with people who resonate at that same frequency, who respect us as sovereign creator beings, and who really understand us and just let us be ourselves. Right now, there isn't much of that, honestly, right? Like you can probably tell us in the comments that you've had a lot of struggle. It's like, I get the image of a puzzle, and it's like you're trying to put these pieces together and they're just not fitting, and you're getting so frustrated. You're like, why is none of these pieces of the puzzle are fitting? What happens when we're all attuned to our frequency and we're honoring our frequency is that we start to we trust life, we surrender, we align, the puzzle pieces align perfectly, and then the puzzle is completed in this very fulfilling, harmonious way. So point number 3, going off of that, what this means is that looks and words and other surface level things, they ultimately do not matter, okay? They don't matter. What matters is your frequency, your energy, your intentions. What are you putting out? What are you transmitting to others? What are you transmitting to the world? That's what truly matters. And I feel this is an important point to note, because I sense that there are some in the audience who are feeling called to a dream. Maybe you want to be with your dream partner, or maybe you feel called to create content yourself, to put yourself on social media, but you're like, well, I don't know the right words to say. I don't feel like I look the part, and you're really like beating up on yourself because you don't feel that you're enough. I just want you to take a deep breath with me. And then just exhale that. Exhale that BS right now. You do not need it. Your frequency is enough. When you are tuned to yourself, when you are tuned to your frequency, and you just allow that to flow to others, that is truly the most powerful magnetic force in the universe, and nothing and no one can take that from you. Point number 4, you carry this unique frequency into everything that you do, no matter how seemingly mundane. Now, this is something that was just discussed in one of my programs, Dragon Wealth, where we attune to the frequencies of wealth. We learn to generate money doing what we love for a living, what is authentic to us. And basically, the revelation that came through is that your purpose, which so many people try so hard to find, right? It's out there. I have to find it. Your purpose, it lives within you. It is you. You are your purpose. It is your frequency. Your frequency is your purpose. And what this means is that you can channel that frequency of purpose into literally anything that you do. So even if you have like the most mundane grunt job, let's say you work at McDonald's, let's say you clean toilets or something like that, you can even bring this unique frequency into that work, and you can imbue even that mundane work with purpose. And I'm literally thinking of this movie that recently came out, a Japanese film called The Perfect Day. Check that out if you haven't seen it. It's literally about this man who cleans toilets for a living, but has so much peace just in the mundane. And so if you're watching this and you are, let's say, in a job that you absolutely cannot stand and you hate it right now, I want you to remember this. I want you to remember that you are your purpose, and I want you to start consciously bringing that frequency of authenticity and purpose into your work, whatever it is. And I understand because I've been there as well. I've had such a wide variety of crazy jobs throughout my life, and many, many grunt jobs. Many, many times did I work in customer service, and I was just a total people pleaser. And I still remember, like, even when I was just, like a grunt cashier working like so many hours during the holiday season at Target, for example, I would bring so much consciousness into my work. And I truly believe that I was needed there at that time. And I truly believe that my frequency had such a domino effect on so many of the people that came through buying things. You matter. Your frequency matters. And oftentimes just in chance encounters with others, even when you don't even say anything, you are changing others' lives. You are activating them. You are helping them to come back to themselves and the light within and to their own frequency. So keep doing it. Keep being it. So finally, point number 5 of what this means is that I want you, the universe wants you, your higher self, your guides, your dragons, whatever, they all want you to share your voice. Now, maybe this is a synchronicity for some of you watching this video. Maybe, like I said, you've been called to speak out in your personal life about something, to share your truth, to share maybe your spiritual beliefs with a friend or family member, to set boundaries in a relationship. Maybe you feel called to put yourself out there on social media or to create some meetup group in your area. Whatever it is, share your voice. Because the words that you speak, regardless of what words they are, they will carry your frequency if you allow them to. Set that intention. They will carry your frequency. They will share that, and your frequency alone heals others. It is that simple. The world desperately needs you right now. It needs people to just speak their authentic truths, to be themselves now more than ever. When there's so many deep fakes, right? With all this technology, this AI, there is so much imposter energy right now. Be the light by being yourself. and know that nothing and no one can do it like you can. So even before the days of AI, I know myself and many others who wanted to say have their own business or to be on social media, etc., were hesitant to do so because you're like, well, hey, there's already so many other people talking about ascension, talking about spirituality. What good would my voice do? I'm just going to add to the noise, right? But what you might not realize is that your frequency is so unique that maybe your frequency allows people to hear that same message that otherwise wouldn't have been able to hear it. So maybe there's people out there that have come across these other content creators that are creating spiritual content, let's say, and they get triggered or they can't hear it. It just scroll. They can't receive it. And yet, for some reason, with your content, they can. With your content, it clicks. They're receptive because there's something within them that is within you and vice versa. You are resonating with each other. So again, I will say it one more time because it's so important. Your frequency is unique. Share your voice. The world is ready for you. It needs you. And if you are looking to, let's say, do what you love for a living, create your own business, be on social media, I do have some resources available to help. So I would recommend checking out my Dragon Wealth program or my TikTok for Business program. Both of these programs can kind of give you the tools, the supports, the activations needed to fully step into your power as a business owner, as a content creator. All this said, I'm super curious to know. As I always say, I'm a spiritual scientist. I really like to know these things. The more people that respond, the more data I have to work with, to digest, to analyze. And so I'm curious what your views on AI are. And if this resonates, if you have also watched these like AI spiritual content videos and have been like repelled, let me know. Just let me know your thoughts. This is a safe space. And as usual, my friends, if this resonated, if you want to see more content like this, me and the dragons would love you forever if you can like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and of course engage with this content in some way. But know that we will love you forever. Anyways, my friend, until next time, stay powerful.